Who just joined? I don't have a plan. I'm just live for the psychological stimulation of starting my day. If you had if you had yourself a fan base, you wouldn't wake up every now and then thinking, maybe I want to just have my coffee, not alone. Sorry, I choked up. Well, can you imagine if I died on this live stream? Can you imagine? I was there. I was watching it. Did you get the Did you screen record it? No, did you? Oh my God, this person, they got a copy of it. Throw that shit on Tumblr. Someone said, "Do you need water?" Why would I need water when I have coffee? You got to film the next episode. Do you think I just haven't yet? Of I'm assuming you mean of Bryce. I think people just think that like after one episode of anything comes out, Hell of a Boss or Bryce or any show, that like none of the next episode is shot and we're literally just waiting. And then no, I mean, yes, we do lay the tracks after the train has started moving, much more than Hollywood traditionally does, but we do, there is still quite a bit of Bryce shot that, you know, although this week I'm taking a short little hiatus, and focusing on the tour and a few other things. Indica or sativa? It's a sativa. Yes. He filmed all the clips for Bryce for the trailer. None of it is really filmed yet. Oh my word, can you imagine? Some people still think the Backrooms wasn't a joke. They think that I'm still gonna be making a backroom like that. If a trailer is funny enough on its own, that probably doesn't mean that there's a full length version of it coming out. I'm gonna go see you with my boyfriend. Oh my god. No blowjobs in the audience. Am I excited for the tour? Of course I'm excited for the tour. Every tour I go on, I become more excited for it and less nervous because, like the first tour I went on, I was such a nervous wreck. Every show I was shaking backstage. And now, I don't know. And I don't do stand-up that often. I go on one tour a year. I'm not performing all year like some people. Some of you perform every night. And you guys are pros. But for me, it's still quite a big deal. Once a year, it doesn't feel like I'm in front of an audience too often, so I still get very nervous. Um, Excited with the Level Up. Yes, Level Up Expo this month. Valentine's weekend. Oh my god, if you're not busy having intercourse, come to Level Up Expo in Las Vegas. And I'm going to be signing autographs and taking pictures um, and murder. Will the UK ever get their moment with you? Yes, I was invited to. Well, I used to go to that thing in London. Oh, what's that fucking shit called? The fucking play the VidCon. That's what it's called. VidCon. You just have to say it with the accent. No, it's fucking. I think Summer in the City is what it's called. It's like VidCon. I used to go there every year, and then I did a grandpa thing, and then I don't know. I haven't been invited back since. Um, should I ask out my friend? Ask out. What is all this fucking ask out? Should I all these different levels of commitment? We're in a couple, and we're pre a couple. We're engaged to be pre-engaged, to be married, to be divorced, to be just fuck each other or don't. Sorry, I feel a little cynical when it comes to. Oh, and this is the month of love. Oh my god, don't get me started. If I had money to go to Vegas to see, well, you know, I would say the same thing, except they're giving me a ride out there. So, when you said you were at somewhere in the city, I saw you when you were at somewhere in the city. Oh, you did? I have to say, English fans, the fans overseas, they're such. I mean, I love no shade against my people here in the States, but uh, those Brits know how to hold a conversation. I find at my meet and greets, I spend way longer time talking to people in general in London because I don't know. Are you guys just have better education out there, or conversationalists? Your parents teach you to talk better. Kids, oh yeah, that's great. Your videos are awesome. Bye. And then like I go to London and they're like, so tell me, how long did it take to film this scene where you got the colors just right, and how did you get? It's like, um, people in the U.S. have more conversations like that. I'm looking at you, Florida. You fuckers are weird. I love Florida, but come on. All the shade to us, we deserve it. We do. Have you seen an American just out in the street? Not like in a movie, but like, have you gone to America and just seen one on the street? And you think we have like a billion of these things just walking around this island, just taking up fat fucking no nonsense, like fucking. Most people are just out here at least. They're just the people I have to wait behind at a red light or yellow light that don't run it. They're people that stop because it's a Floridian who would be having a heart attack meeting you. I'm done. I didn't say anything bad about you. I was just talking about your people and where you're from. And come on, don't act like I'm the first person who insulted you. He really comes to San Francisco. I can relate, Florida. Oh my god, I don't choose my cities. I have a whole team of people that, or well, there's demographics and data, and it's a whole scientific experiment. I don't know. They pick the cities based off of off of who my Insta engagement and my YouTube engagement, I believe. He really went, I hate you specifically. I did not use the word hate. But I kind of really, yeah. Will you ever go to the UK? Not really into politics. Neither am I. Is this politics yet? Also a Floridian, but you're right. Well, I mean, you can be a Floridian and watch the news. We need a Florida character now, please. I would love that. Some crocodile fucking. What else do they do out there? I literally had to spam you to come to the Bay Area, I swear. Well, I spent 23 years of my life getting out of the Bay Area, so I'm not exactly trying to fight my way back into it. Can you give me one good reason to go to the U.S. because I'm terrified? Already, no, I can't. But because I'm terrified of going there, person from England. Actually, there's a million reasons. Actually, this is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. If you are driven across it, when I was a little kid, my grandparents used to pack me in the back of their fucking truck and take me across the country because they said they said that they thought traveling was the best form of education, and I can't disagree with that. I got it driving. We drove to almost every state and stayed there, and I got to see how people lived and how different worlds were within our country, and then it really made me appreciate this place. But I mean, we've got some dicks here. That's called kidnapping, homie. Really? Is it kidnapping when the kid has a smile? Oh god, that's gonna be taken out of context. Fuck me. I have an idea for a character. Ooh, spill it. Do you believe that Wyoming exists personally? I don't. I did. I was almost attacked by a moose. Don't get me started. Wyoming. Fun fact in my life, I've been alone with a bear twice. Two different bears. I've been alone with them, and I've been alone with a moose when I was a little kid. I'm excited to see you in Austin, Texas. That's one of the best Texases. Austin. I love Austin. You have 6th Street, I believe. Is that the one with 6th Street? And every week, you guys have this thing. I swear it looks like an annual event, but it's every week they do this thing on 6th Street in Austin, Texas. You should have kissed the moose. Oh, it was a cute moose. I was having lunch and he just wanted some of my lunch. Or maybe I was the lunch. I don't know. Dude, I don't think moose eat people. Explain the bear story. The first bear story, I was like 10 years old. I was in the forest and we found a little gas station. And I went exploring. I went behind the gas station and there was a hill. And I went down the hill into the woods. And there was a little baby bear. And it was about my height, so it wasn't too scared of it. It was like a bear about my size, and I was a child, so we were both little kids. The mom was what was scary though, because the mom was not far, and then the second time I was alone with a bear was even more intimate. I let it kiss me on my face, and maybe one day I'll show it to you. I have proof of it, but I don't think I was technically allowed to be in this place. And so it's technically, I don't know if it's a video of, well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to show the video, but there is a video of me letting a bear come up to me and lick my face. And I wish I could show, it's one of the greatest moments of my life. And it's on my phone and no one's ever seen it. But I'll tell you, feeling a bear's breath, and this is a big old fucking, I don't know, a big bear. I don't know what the fuck bears' differences are, but I'll never forget the feel of hot bear breath. It feels like someone took a leaf blower filled with volcanic air and just like hot fucking fan air on your face. It's the rush of knowing that this thing can just take your life if it just wants a snack. How old was I when this was just a couple years ago. This was during Blame the Hero. I remember that because I was wearing the Blame shirt at the time. You're not familiar with bear breath? No. I heard they got bigger, than the average. I heard they're a lot bigger than the average man. Bears are very big, yes. Oh, and it peed. I remember seeing it piss, and it sounded like someone was dumping a bucket. I never heard piss this much with that much flow power behind it. Carla says I have to go. Well, have a great afternoon. I should probably head out of here relatively soon. Why is it when I say I should probably get going soon? That's like a 10-minute mark, and everyone I am having a conversation with, they immediately say okay, bye, and they act like I was just no. I'm like giving you in 10 minutes I'm leaving. I like the plant back there. Thank you. This is a pothos, a plant. And, fun fact, in the plant... Oh, fuck me. God damn it. Look at this. Someone's hanging out inside of it. Can you see? No, fuck. Let me see if I can show you. Who's that? Who is that sexy guy? I like hanging things inside of my plants. Ooh, let me show you my bedroom. I need to show you. I'm doing a plant experiment in my bedroom upstairs. Hold on 1 second. Look at this. Look at this. I have these plants taking over my whole room. Isn't that lovely? We're going back downstairs. Damn. Alright. Okay. I would eat that plant. Pothos plant, pathos plant. I'm back. It's like evening in the UK. My sister gonna kill me soon. How do you keep plants alive? I cannot relate. You just gotta give them water. How are you learning about this? No, actually, you're right. I kill so many plants. But pothoses are resilient. Pothoses are like that one child that doesn't complain that it's not getting fed every day. Because sometimes I don't feed it every day. But if you give it fertilizer, they're very forgiving. When will you do a house tour? feel like I've done my house is not very interesting. I'm gonna be seeing you in March. I can't wait to meet you. Oh well, I can't wait to meet you as well. When are you going to make a garden? I would love to make a garden. I don't have anywhere to put one. Some people have yard. You know, that's the thing about living in LA. Most of my friends are YouTubers or content creators, and these fuckers live on such big pieces of land they do jack shit with it. If I had a bed to garden shit, tomatoes, cucumbers, fucking kumquats, I'd be sitting on all of them. I'm gonna be seeing. I'm gonna be seeing you in Florida. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking trash about. If you weren't here, I was talking trash about. I wasn't talking trash. I just said they're weird. But they are. I'm weird. I belong in Florida. Yes, thank you for call. Yes, Jeff. I half my whenever I go live, at least a third of the comments are, "Oh, you're our Jeff Goldblum." Well, you know what? Why don't you go to his page and tell him that sometimes he's like me? Dude, remember your fan made body pillows? Yes. This is Sam. And then Mom. And I take a nap. I use this pillow to take a nap at least once a day. I sleep on my couch and I take a little half hour nap and I use my body pillow. Brandon, how did you get yourself out there so well? I've always been scared to throw myself out there. You mean come to LA? It wasn't easy. I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people are they think that I had some miracle that got me out here. No, I was broke, motherfucker. Listen, I was driving a busted Dodge Durango, and the reason I was driving that was because it was the car that I could fit the most stuff in at the time. I packed everything I had, everything I owned, into that Durango, and I just went to LA with it was got to be. I think I had $400 in my fucking pocket, 400 something. I had no help from any like I was. This was at the age when like even like Kickstarter wasn't really a thing. I mean, I guess there were like crowdfunding things, but they weren't very popular, and so it was hard for me to find money. You know, I was working a shitty job at a hotel at the time. I was working front desk night audit shift, which doesn't pay anything, and so I had no way to save money to get a place to anyway. So I found this really shitty apartment in Koreatown. It wasn't shitty; it's a nice apartment, but it was very small, and I was able to afford a down payment. The down payment was $1,000, and then first month's rent. And I had a friend at the time. I had a friend that we split everything. So I think I want to say down payment and the first month's rent between the two of them it was about 1,000. Because the rent was about 1,000. So anyway, long story short, I spent. It cost me altogether to move to LA. It was about 1,500, anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000. I spent the 1,500 just getting the place, just reserved, just the down payment, the first month's rent, and then I was left with $400 and a car full of all my belongings, and that's all I had to get on my feet in LA. And anyway, it was not easy, but and then I wasn't above any job out here either. Some people move out here and they're like they're above, like, I didn't want to work in the food industry, but I wasn't above like doing really shitty like assistant work for people or doing. I never blew anyone for money. Very happy about that. I never had to do any sexual favors to get to where I am, but. I remember there was a lot of just like working shitty jobs. I worked at the Conrad Hilton Foundation, making almost nothing to answer phones and deliver mail to people who were much richer than me. I mean, the Bryce series is very indicative of sort of my things that I have learned along the way of just going from not being above any task to doing exactly what you want to do. Anyway, I think that someone was asking me, how do I throw myself out? That you just got to do it. The thing is, once you get to LA, there's so much possibility out here. There's so much. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what kind of crowd you're going to wind up within, what inner circles are going to be drawn to you. There's just, once I got here, then all the opportunities started rolling. I started doing small other jobs that were film related. um, Can you please be my therapist? Oh, I think my therapist needs a therapist. No, seriously, this is a cry for help. I need another lobotomy. Oh my goodness. I'm loving Bryce already. Great to hear the story behind it. Oh, thank you. Yes, Bryce is a story that, by the way, it's a story that I've wanted to tell for a very long time. I've always known that she got to where she is the way she did, but I always just figured it would come up sooner, and I just never got to making a show about it. What am I drinking? Oh, can you see it? It's coffee. All right, well, Peepaw's feeling a little like Meemaw today. Look at my little Meemaw blanket. I'm feeling very cozy. And I think in a moment I'm going to take my coziness to my office and I'm going to get to editing. Yes, I am filming side videos on top of Bryce, on top of planning this fucking tour, because as much as I love making Bryce, I still have to keep the channel relevant. I still have to keep the channel in the algorithm of everything. So we're doing these little one-off videos, like you saw the Cupid one, you saw the Megan and Annabelle one. These are easy to make. They just me getting in a costume and going to a parking lot or going to somewhere and doing some bullshit, and they keep the channel active. They keep, it keeps, and which in turn helps the next episode of Bryce, because then more people will be watching it by the time, So, have you ever seen a Carol Cox cosplay? I have not. I've seen a lot of Sam cosplays, and I've seen a lot of Bryce cosplays. Oh, fuck me. I haven't seen any Carol. Savannah, Georgia is a nice city. My brother lives there. Well, I love that for your brother. Okay, well, just make sure you don't overwork your. No, I do not over. No. Burnout is something that I'll let the other YouTubers have it. I'm not in the mood to be burnt out. You have clumsy hands. Thank you. Do you figure out the fashion styles for your character? Guys, you gotta make... Sorry, my ADHD is live today. Do I have... I don't know. I'm trying to answer 3 questions at once. How do you figure out the fashion styles for your characters? Okay. They often are ways that I wish I could dress sometimes, but it would look crazy if I did, and not like in a good crazy, like drag queens can wear whatever they want, or like a lot of queer icons they just wear whatever they want when they go out, but I don't know. I like kind of just inherently being a blank slate, and then when I play a character, those are the outfits I, shine in. Did I see the Megan movie? Yes, it's very well shot. I was very, very happy with how every scene that little fucking brat was in, the way that she just was, and to hear the audience be captivated by a puppet character. It's not even an actor we're looking at. I've never seen the audience so taken aback by a goddamn animatronic. It was really cool. What laundry detergent do you... Bitch, it's Tide Pods. Tide Pods! Don't snack on them. Watching Skinamarink. You watched Skinamarink. Oh my god, let's talk about this really fast. Sorry, I know I said I was leaving, but I need to... Okay. That was one of the... and you can call me a wuss or whatever, I don't care. Because I'm not. But that was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and I live alone, and living alone, especially in I got a 2-story place, and if you've seen the movie Skinamarink, there's that voice, and It says, "Come upstairs." Oh my god. I was taking a nap on my couch and I had one of those half dreams where you think you're awake but you're not really, and I swear to god I heard that same voice saying, "Come upstairs." And now every time I go upstairs I think of Skinamarink. And how gay am I? Motherfucker, I'm talking about ghosts and shit, but I'm pretty fucking gay. Um, what are you smoking inside? No, this is a set. I'm in a parking lot and you're looking at a fucking backdrop that's just made to look like my house. Of course I'm smoking inside. I'm not crazy. The whole movie is a nightmare. I love it. Yes, it is. A lot of people think it's boring or it's, and it is. It's a boring movie. But it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. But it's fucking boring. I mean, it's boring. And that's partly why it makes you so scared, because it makes you kind of start to fall asleep. You're watching the movie and you start to, and then something horrific will happen, and then you're like in that state of mind by the time it hits you. Brandon, who is the gayest man you know? Oh my goodness, you're watching his live, I think. No, I'm not. RuPaul's Drag Race is a thing now, and they're like all like. I am no longer. I used to be in Livermore. I was the gayest thing I knew, but now in L.A. I'm pretty fucking boring. What would you ever make a new Mad Tea Party video? Everyone lately, people have been coming up to me and asking specifically about that video, or saying, "Oh, you're Brandon from that Mad Tea Party." I don't know. Is it surfaced in popularity recently, or what? I would love to. Keep in mind, the Mad Tea Party video, that's a video of me and my friends from back home in college. So it's a product of where we were then. We were all living at the same time. So it's like theater class. That was a product of the people I was living with at the time. But, I mean, a decade has passed since then. So, Hell of a Boss spills. I don't have any Hell of a Boss news. You guys, you wrung me dry. And every time I talk about Hell of a Boss, it goes on some fucking analysis video where everyone breaks down. Oh, but did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he meant this about? So I think that means that bitch, I am really not that far off from you. I voice the fucking character. I write the show. But when it comes to when is this coming in legally and this and that, I don't fucking know. That's off in the Vivian Chocolate Factory, getting mixed up into something that I have nothing to. Once I write it and voice it, it's off my hands. She could make an episode where Blitz has a fucking ass for a face, and I would have no say about it because it's out of my hands. Why is everyone asking about being gay? Chill. Let the guy tell his story. I know. People need to know. They need to. I can literally blow someone on a live, and you'd be like, "Well, I think you might be gay." I have a cosplay, but I don't know how I could or if I should show it. I think you should, unless you're cosplaying a nudist, then maybe this is not the platform to keep your account. God, I love you so much. I want to watch horror movies with you. Yes, I'm the best. I am the best to watch horror movies with. I talk at the right moments. Some people look, motherfuckers. If you're going to talk during a movie, know when to interject. Do you understand? I talk during movies, but I know when to talk. I know, and maybe because I edit films for a living, or I know when dips happen. I don't know. Maybe I just have a good sense of like, okay, this is a safe space. But like, don't be someone who never weighs in your opinion during the movie, because that's fun to hear their opinion. We like hearing the ooh, oh, haha, wow, where do you think they shot that? Ooh, da. That's fun, but like, know when to say that shit. Don't talk when there's an emotional moment happening, or where there might be a scare coming. People just are need to know how to watch movies. Do you ever fall asleep during scary movies? I almost fell asleep during Skinamarink, but and don't fall asleep during movies. People who fall asleep during movies should be embarrassed. You really should be. And my dad does that all the fucking time. We go to the movies and how do you, the shamelessness of it. I would be mortified if I was in a public place making that face. And you should be too. So no talking, or talk the right way during movies. I'm very picky with how people I'm with watch movies. You gotta talk, but not at the wrong parts, and you gotta stay awake. I'm not asking for much, but you break one of these things, and I'll remember it. People who fall asleep during movies is dads. Yes, yes, but don't you want to just dads? I love dads. I love dads so much lately. I think I was put on this earth for dads, or I hope. Laughing during horror movies. Yes, I hate that shit. Because when you laugh at a horror movie, what you're saying to the room is, all right, we all collectively agree this is ridiculous, right? And if you're the only one laughing, then you're essentially saying, everyone, this is ridiculous, and I don't care what you think. If you're in the moment enjoying this film, ha ha ha, right? Isn't this ridiculous? And it's like, maybe some people are into the movie, and like you laughing, like you. How do you not? How are you like? Some people don't understand. Like, oh, I'm alienating myself in the room right now. People just don't. It doesn't click for them. Is there a way? Is there a way we can do be an extra in the video? I would love. Well, I'm always looking for background. Always looking for background actors. Thing is, sometimes I've had people be background actors and they're fucking. I'm maybe not supposed to use this word, but crazy. I mean, some people show up on set and it's like, ugh, like I really do need to screen the people before because I've done casting calls. We're looking for background, and then you get a few wackadoos, and you know, and you start asking if they're willing to do that weird behavior on set. What else are they willing to? Or maybe you laugh because you want to cover the fact that you're scared. Well, then you get the fuck out. Then oh my god, it's even worse. My friend's mom made us watch the exorcism of that one girl. Are you talking about Emily Rose? Or are you talking about the Exorcist? They're both great movies. I was panicking. She started braiding my hair to calm me down. Okay, Annabelle. Will there be singing in the Bryce series? I can't say. Have you watched Terrifier 2? I have not seen the Terrifier movies. Is that the one with the clown, Art the clown? I know about this character. He's like I love the look of him, the black and white. I need to watch. I've heard Terrifier is great. Or is it Terrifier 2? I've heard good things about this franchise. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen? I don't know. I don't really watch bad horror movies. Actually, that's not true. I loved, was it REC on Shudder? 1990. It's the third one. Is it 93? 1993? I forget the name of the movie. Amazing movie. And then I said, oh, this is the third? There's two others? I'm going to check them out. Trash, 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 trash. Such straight guy trash. It is the straightest guyest horror. Like a straight guy bro team just said, hey, let's write movies. Let's do movies where it's 90s and girls and hot shit and just write hot girls and shit. Fucking, and the writing was terrible. I watched it for free on Shudder and I still wanted my money back. Hey Brandon, if you haven't, I recommend watching Bullet Train. I have seen it. Wonderful movie. That's with Angelina Jolie's fuck toy, right? Or are they still? No, they probably split by now. Was there one where these people? There's a movie where these people were kidnapped by other people with animal masks on, and oh, are you talking about the strangers? Is that one? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, masks are weird. People, yeah. What are your thoughts on the Stolas simps? He's a good character to simp for, you know. Stolas, I think it is a weird coincidence that both Blitz and myself have a thing for dads. But, I mean, can you blame us? Brandon, I please watch The Room. I have seen The Room. It is very good. And the remake was filmed at my apartment building when I was living there at the time. Not the remake, what is it called? The Disaster Artist. James Franco and Seth Rogen were filming at my apartment building at the time, which is the same building they filmed Annabelle and Quarantine and a few other things in. And that's James Franco found me, and James wanted to work with me, and had me on his show called Making a Scene. And this is all shit that I don't know if you guys know about. There was a show that James Franco used to make called Making a Scene. found me, and he asked if I would be willing to play a character in it, and I said yes. And I don't even know if it's still online anymore. I think it's on YouTube probably. But I played Harry Potter, a gay Harry Potter, and I got to work with. Oh, and Perez Hilton was in. There's a scene where I'm in bed with Perez Hilton. There was a little person on one side and a huge person on the other side of me. I remember I was this middle. I forget what was happening in the scene, but Perez Hilton was in a bed with me, and there were all sorts of other people in the bed as well. Anyways, yes. Why am I talking about that? James Franco, disaster artist. The Room. Yes, The Room is a amazingly horrible movie. What are your thoughts on Bryce Pinkham? I'm going to be meeting Bryce Pinkham. That's the voice of Stolas, for those of you who don't know. And this Valentine's weekend, we are, I believe, and I don't hold me to this, but I believe the whole cast is getting together for the first time ever. The Hell of a Boss cast will be in the same room, and I've never met Bryce ever. So actually, there's a lot of people I haven't met. Actually, no, that's not true. I think Bryce might be the only one in the cast that I have not met face to face. I think. I definitely have breast cancer. Oh my god. Well, I'm sorry. I'm that was I probably should have screamed that before I read it out loud. What Brandon, what are my thoughts on No Nut November? I don't believe in it. Nuts pop. That's why they're nuts. They get cracked. You feel them too much. There's nothing good about keeping cum in your body. What about No Shit September? Is that going to be healthy for you? No Piss March? Does that sound fun? What is on my mug? Probably cordyceps or some fungi shit. You're watching that Last of Us? That's a great show. No show has ever made me download a video game and finish the entire video game so I can be more in touch with the rest of the season of the show. What do I think of Drag Race 15? And, Cornbread's not in it. So I don't know. Oh, God. But I forget that sometimes these are real people and I have to not be shady. But they're shady with each other. But I'm not a drag queen. I can't. What do I think of it? I'm not really watching. I mean, when Drag Race season 14 was out, I had a boyfriend at the time, and that was easy to have. You make it ritualistic. You come home, Drag Race is on tonight. Oh, let's watch it. So, and of course, Cornbread was in it, and so I felt like a proud little mama watching, someone I knew on there for once, because I didn't know Jinx at the time when Jinx was doing her season. So, so seeing Cornbread on there was the first time I felt like, oh, I'm watching someone I know on TV. And I refuse to believe you played a video game. I did. I played The Last of Us whore. I'm playing it. I'm like halfway through it. Coming out story. I don't have a coming out story. I just stopped denying it. Cornbread, and I figured I don't deserve. No one deserves a coming out moment from me. No one made it feel safe for me necessarily. So I'm not going to give them their gratification of I'm gay. No, I'm just. They go, you didn't tell me you were. Well, bitch. Sorry, So yeah, I just stopped denying it to my family. Cornbread is the only reason I ever started watching Drag Race. Me too, kind of. Yes, Cornbread is a treasure. Cornbread and Anthony are the only two friends of mine that message me that I wake up to texts to whenever I wake up in the morning. If there's anyone who has messaged me earlier than when I wake up, it's probably Cornbread or Anthony. They're very early risers. hmm If people don't realize I'm queer, then that's on them. That's true. Yeah. It is not our responsibility to tell people what we like to put in our mouths or put in other people's mouths, or that's not our. They can ask politely, but I don't need. It's not my responsibility to make sure they know. I don't even write "gay" on my head. The Last of Us 2 is pretty weird. You should do a walkthrough gameplay videos. I've always thought about doing video game content. I love getting into it. What are your thoughts of fan art on your fan art, the fan art of your characters so far? I love fan art. There's some really good blah blah fan art out there. Blah blah is the character people get really artsy with when they draw him. Um, I'm the only person in my friend group who likes you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your friends. Oh my God, what are they? What do they just? Ugh, ugh. I don't like it. Ugh. Let's go back to bowling, Debbie. I don't like this trash on your rectangle. Fuck your friends. But I've been by over time of I've learned to be repulsed by all people equally. Okay, well, they are not great. If you ever want to know, if you ever feel lonely or uh, hornily frustrated, just go to a public bathroom and just sit in a stall for a while. Just sit in a stall for 20 minutes. You will not have a sex drive for it. Just listen to the turds and piss and the arguments and the fucking children that run through that. You will never want to be nude with a human being again. Bathrooms are made to remind us that we are not the only bags of trash, that everyone else, actually, most people, I hear their dumps. I'm like, that's what you hear every time you have to shit? Go to a fucking doctor, you trash bag. No AIDS April. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's okay. Brandon, how regularly do you do that? Because that explains a lot. Yeah, sometimes I just go in bathrooms to remind myself that I am among filth on this planet. Being outed by my best friend was my way of coming out. Okay, actually, I was outed. That's my coming out story. Now that you mention that, that's an option. One of my friends thought that I was sleeping with his girlfriend in high school, and we had MySpace at the time. So he went on my he knew my password to my MySpace, and he was trying to figure out if he wanted to pull up messages between me and his girlfriend, but instead he found messages between me and other boys because when I was in high school, it wasn't cool to be gay, and so he had to do secret MySpacey, Craiglisty, weird, sketchy bullshit to talk to other men, and he screenshotted this, and no, he posted on my MySpace as me my coming out. So he was like, I like men, and if you want to talk about it, here's my address and my phone number. So he put my parents' house on there and my phone number and my home phone number, and just put it all on blast. And this at the time, how many followers did I have? Like 20. But still, there were 20 people I knew very deeply, and he announced all of this stuff. So that's my coming out story. But it's so long ago, I really have zero feelings tied to it anymore. It's an interesting story, but he doxed me. He did. Yeah, can you believe it? Doxed in high school. Uh, well, nowadays all these kids are doxing each other, but you know what I mean. Back then, that was scary. Um, he didn't have to do you like that. I know. Trash. Oh my God, I forgot he doxed you too. Yes, I have talked about that story before, but I haven't really gone into too much detail about it. My ADHD makes me think people hate me. Mine too. Yes, ADHD is very deceitful. It's makes can make you believe people for the worst. Who is your favorite character in Hell of a Boss? Obvious. That is very obvious. And answer. Dude got insecure and he doxed you. Yes, okay, yes, I've been doxed, okay? I was fucking 16 years old, alright? Do you remember what it was like before the internet? I do. Book fairs, television, movies, circus, remote control cars, bicycles. I'm just naming the things that come to my mind about the world before I remember the internet. Computers were something more to be marveled at, not marveled through. Does that make sense? Now the internet made computers as a tool to marvel through the rest of the world, but when I was a kid, computers by themselves were just something that we had to study. Does that make sense? Like we had to study how to use softwares and how to, and that felt cutting edge at the time. I remember they're teaching the kids this, how to do on the computers. I learned how to build a website when I was fucking 11 years old. 11 years old, I learned how to. Well, they thought that was really going to be the future, but they took it way too seriously and started teaching us code and shit like that. And I'm like, well, hold on. They didn't know what apps were going to be yet. In the 90s, it was all ASL. No, that was like early 2000s. Social IMing messaging wasn't really a thing in the 90s. If you had money, if you like 1999, if you had a lot of money, maybe you were a household with internet. But like the internet was, well, actually no, that's not true. That's not true at all. We had the internet in 1997. So it was like the second half of the 90s but even then it was like a house with the internet in 1999 were usually it was like people who had their shit together still. It wasn't like every home was entitled to the internet like they are now. Computer science it is, and it makes literally no sense. I don't know. Please tell if those MySpace boys were hot. Actually, they were. Actually, I talked to yes, there was something really kind of fun about back in the MySpace talking to other closeted, guys who couldn't. There was something really underground about it, like. Like, oh, my mom doesn't know. Well, my mom doesn't know. Well, where are we going to hang out? Oh, no. It was like getting away with something evil. It's so evil to be gay in 2001. Are you going to New York City? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but I am going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Did I tell you Kinsey was MySpace famous? Girl, who's Kinsey? My homophobic cousin makes fun of me for being gay, but love your content who is at least go. Dude, you gotta proofread this shit before you hit send. You know what proofreading is. You type something, and then you just read it again just once to say, can this person understand my words? That one was not proofread. And now look, I've missed 10 comments talking about how, oh, I would be a shitty teacher. I would be the most spiteful fucking make kids feel bad for being dumb teacher. Oh, I hate kids. Did you get that shirt from Wicked Clothing? I did. Look at all these ghouls. They're having a ghoul time at the graveyard. Look at that. That's me. And those are all my characters haunting me. Do you see? They're all my characters. There's Bryce, and there's Sam, and there's someone and someone. And that's me, and I'm being tormented. And what does it say? It says, be careful of the voices you surround yourself with. I thought this shirt was very fitting for what I do. And I bought it for myself as a gift. That was a sad ending to that story. Why have you ever visited Hawaii? I have, and I got terribly ill by some, I'm sure, flower, fish, polyp, fungal, fucking strain of disease you have over there. I got so ill I was vomiting the whole time, and I will say I did sleep outside, and that was very peaceful, sleeping under the stars. That's what the best teachers say. That's what my girlfriend is saying to me, and she is a teacher. About proofreading? I mean, just everyone should be proofreading. That's what you have to define the word for. You having to define the word for them is crazy, yet it's sadly necessary. Brandon's characters are just his hallucinations. I have had hallucinations. Well, obviously, I've also have had other substances, but I have hallucinated my characters, and that's a trip. I have had, and it makes me think because Alzheimer's, that shit runs in my family, and I'm probably gonna get it. And they, not just Alzheimer's, dementia, all sorts of, and they all go. Everyone in my family, they get to a certain age, and they just start hallucinating their life, and they start seeing, oh, there's Deborah, like right over there, and like they start seeing ghosts from their past, just among them. And I fully accepted the fact that one day I might be literally living among my characters, and that's really scary and sad. Um, but every old person in my family hallucinates people people from their past, and so who's to say that? Because I've had dreams where I've had to be face to face with some of these fuckers, and that's scary when because you're quite literally confronted by your demons. Um, you know who else has dementia? Who else has dementia? What's my favorite song? What's your favorite song? I like Love Song by The Cure. That's the only song. And how do I know it's my favorite song? It's the only song I've never gotten sick of. And I discovered it when I was in high school in 2002, 2003. I forget when that song changed. I listened to it every day on the way to school. There was a um, a girl that I liked. Yes, I used to be straight at a time. That's a whole other story. But there was a girl I used to really, really like in high school, and that was when MySpace was really big. And at MySpace you can have a music track under your page, and so people can hear your favorite song. And she had Love Song, and it changed my world. Oh my god, it's I like go into a spiritual place whenever that comes on. Mm. Bro, if my characters met me, they'd kill me for what I put them through. Oh, my characters would kill me for what I put them through. But I'd like to think that I have good, like, the characters who deserve happy endings get them, I think. And the characters who don't. I think I'm pretty fair with the karma in my universe. How do I feel about people cosplaying my characters at live shows? It's a great way to be part of the show because I will usually call them out or bring them up or go to their chair and harass them or I don't know, just make them part of the show somehow. So yeah. Anyway, I am going to go edit the something that I'm working on. I won't. It's a surprise, but I have a little short video. So I did the Megan one, I did the Cupid one. There's another short one that I have in the works while I am simultaneously working on Bryce, while I am simultaneously putting together a, a live show. But thank you all so much for being patient and supportive and loving, and it is a pleasure starting my morning with all of you. And bro, I have social anxiety, but I would love for you to harass me at a show. Oh, I don't harass. I just like, well, I don't. Bryce harasses. It's sad. She takes all the credit for it. Hmm. All right. Well, have a great rest of your afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you're tuning in from, and get get done what you need to do today. Go to where you gotta go and love who you choose to love. And I will see you all very soon.